Hi again, everyone. I'm Ollie Matthews. This is the Narcissistic Resistance. And this resistance video is sponsored by contribution from Dave. And here's his story. Hello. I am a 22-year-old veteran, and I have endured a copious amount of abuse my entire life. My mother was a drug addict who did cocaine, cannabis, and crack. And my father was a drug dealer who had sex with my mother when he was married to another woman. I was born out of wedlock and raised by my great-grandmother, who was a severe alcoholic, who have seven children, and abused all her kids. None of her children dealt with their abuse and passed it on to their kids, and by proxy, me. I'm going to assume, Dave, based on your email address, your name and your email, and how this even opened up, you're a black male. And what we're probably going to be talking about is what a lot of the black women write in about their mothers and the violence, and what I have talked about also how the men get dealt with in these communities. I would often pass come home after school to clean up her feces because she was so inebriated she could not make it to the bathroom and go in a bucket. My family members knew this was going on and did nothing. Whenever I asked innocuous questions, they would retort that I was arrogant or condescending. In hindsight, they were obviously threatened that I caught on to their shit and gaslighting. I was bullied from pre-K to 9th grade and consumed French fries and chicken nuggets every day until I was 14. That's not hyperbole. Breakfast, lunch, dinner. And I was a loser until she passed away. When I was 14, I did better. I got involved in martial arts, stopped eating garbage, improved my grades, and joined the military at 17. I stupidly got out when medically discharged at about 20 years old and was forced to move back in temporarily 10 months until I got into college using my GI Bill. Once I did, I sent them an email that they were horrible people and moved on. Little did I know, months after I left, my mother filed a restraining order against me and claimed I threatened her, which is a lie. I called her out on her shit, and she deemed that a threat. Similarly to what I did when I was younger to call them out on why I grew up without a father. Regardless, I got hospitalized for having a BB gun for 3 weeks and was expelled from school. I told them they were making a mistake, but they did not believe me. I told them that restraining orders work on those that actually want to see the person and plan on never seeing them again. They chalked me up to being schizophrenic and drugged me against my will via syringe because I did not corroborate their story that I threatened my mother and she essentially got away with everything, and I was deemed the bad guy. I do not have a history of being violent nor a criminal record, so the fact that this happened to me is damaging. This is what the black women who write into my channel, mothers, do to their sons. They do to the men in their lives. Okay? There's no man around. They're angry. They're beating their daughters. They're ripping their daughters. They're competing with their daughters. And then they're destroying their sons. They're overfeeding all their children. They're giving them shit. They're beating them. They're neglecting them. And then when they feel like they've lost control and you stand up to them and you get old enough, they put charges on you. They have you arrested. They put papers on you. They put a restraining order on you. This is part of the societal narcissism that I've been talking about for a long time on this channel that affects the black community specifically. That generates from that white liberal who told the mother, you can do it on your own, you don't need that man, you can sleep around, you can raise him however you want, you're the queen bee. This is what the queen bee does to their sons. They beat their daughters, they compete with their daughters, they beat their sons a lot of times. And like what all narcissists love to do, the ultimate narcissist fantasy is to have charges put on you, papers put on you, put in a mental institution, having to admit to being violent. Fighting back is now evidence to them. Defending yourself, I'm sorry, not even fighting back. Defending where they put you in a position where just defending yourself is evidence of their lies being true. She wanted to ruin your college, ruin your future, because you called her out. That's why I tell people, if you're going to go, go. When it's time to go, go. No explanation needed. No explanation needed. Just go, just ghost and be gone with it. But we want that personal satisfaction and that vindication to let them know, I know you're fucking garbage and I know what you did to me. And I'm telling you, this is why. You don't need to tell them, Dave. You don't need to tell them why. They already know why. But when you give them something like that, you're giving them almost fodder for something to twist and turn around against you. This is what the queen bee does. They brutalize their daughters. They put their sons in jail. Put them out on the street. Put the men in poverty and then turn around and cry, why are there no good men? I was put into abject poverty for a year and reapplied to schools. I was accepted to ASU and will start in spring. I plan on majoring in chemical engineering, but I'm worried about my IQ. Why? Your writing ability is fine. If you're worried about your IQ, it's because your mother was calling you and everybody in your family was calling you stupid your entire life. That's a result of bullying. You're smart. Believe me, if you got in, you're fine, dude. You're fine. You're fine. This is the thing you're gonna have to realize, Dave. Okay? All this self-doubt, this is all you've already achieved this. You've already gotten in school, and now you're in again into Arizona State. And now here you are worrying about your IQ. Why? Because you're letting your mother's and whoever's friggin' abuse and your great-grandmother's abuse over 22 years run you down even though you got them out of your life. You can't think like that. I'm telling you, you don't have any IQ issues. None. I've taken some online IQ tests. Dude, come on. See, this is the narcissist. You're doing the dirty work for the narcissist in absentia. They're not even there. And this is the effect right here. What you're doing to yourself is the effect of narcissistic abuse. This is what happens to us. All of us. Not just in the black community, but to all of us who suffer from narcissistic abuse. But it's especially prevalent in the black community, and that's why. Source from that white liberal telling that mother, you can do this all your own. And this is what they do. This is the fruit This is the fruit of her labor right here. A guy who was in the military, got honorably discharged, was in college, got fucked over, and you got back. Went into poverty, got out, and got right back into college again, and you're still questioning your own abilities. Fuck that shit. Fuck that. That's your baggage. That's your baggage. That's the narcissistic abuse. That's how it works. It ain't real. It's not real. I promise you. Taking online IQ tests, you're trying to prove the narcissist wrong in your head. Fuck that. You don't play the game. It wasn't you, man. It is her. You're plenty intelligent. I can tell just by reading this. You're plenty intelligent. I've taken some online IQ tests, and obviously I've taken them with a grain of salt, all right? But I've noticed it has decreased over time. Dude, don't even, come on. When I was 17, I was 124, now it's 113. To major engineering, I obviously require a high IQ, but I'm worried the years of trauma is taking its toll. Not on your IQ, dude. The years of trauma don't have no effect on your intelligence. It affects your esteem. It affects your will. It affects your drive, not your intelligence. No. Don't even worry about that. I was hoping you could make a video addressing how to properly heal from such trauma and develop boundaries as a young man. I want revenge for what happened to me now. There is a paper trail. It will hinder my ability to possess a firearm or re-enlist. That's why she did it, man, to ruin your lives. This is what happens. This is what happens when you cross the Queen Bee. Destroys, puts charges on her own son and cripples him. If I can't have you, nobody will. And you wonder why the black community is in shambles. It's not because they're inferior. They're not inferior. You know? They were destroyed. They were destroyed by that white liberal. There was a time after Reconstruction up until the civil rights, where the black community was progressing, where they were building their own economy and they had their own banks and they had all of that. And passing civil rights was the right thing to do, obviously. But with that passage of civil rights, it gave that white liberal say, hey, now you're equal, okay? You don't need this. You don't need to follow what the white man does and this family. You don't need that man in your house. You know, you can do it all on your own. And they cut you off at the knees. They cut them off at the knees right where they were about to just explode onto the scene. And they cut them down from within. I understand your need, your desire for revenge and your need for it. God, do I. But it will consume you, man. And you will never get it the way you want. You just won't. Your revenge is living your life the best you can without them and never looking back. That's how you get revenge. You get your revenge on the narcissist by never having to acknowledge them again. That's the best revenge, to never have to acknowledge the narcissist again is the best revenge there is. There is more, but I'm attempting to be succinct. Thank you for your time, Dave. Like I said to you, Dave, your story, okay? And if you're not a black man, you know, I apologize, but you lived the exact same experience as your typical black male grown up in a narcissistic family. But based on your email address, I'm assuming you are. Your story, so many black women write into me about your mother. Okay, she's a dime a dozen. She's a dime a dozen. Okay. She's programmed by that white liberal and set to destroy how many generations of her own family. To the point where the effects of her abuse have you questioning your own intelligence. Even though you keep proving time and time again you have the intelligence to be in the military, to get into college twice, to pull yourself out of destitution. Your writing skills are among the I'd say the top 10% of the people who write in. You have a good vocabulary. There's nothing to question here, man. That is all the effects of your mother and your grandmother, great-grandmothers, and your whole family's abuse on you. Be careful for the need for revenge, and I understand it. Believe me, I do. Believe me, I do. But you're gonna get revenge. The way you get revenge on the narcissist is to get your life so you never have to acknowledge them again. Never acknowledging the narcissist again is the best revenge there is. And that's the best advice I could give you, Dave. So, I hope that helps. Thank you so much for your contribution and story, Dave. I really appreciate it. Thank you to everybody watching. Please leave any opinions or advice in the comments section below. And again, if you want your story read on the channel, you have a topic you'd like me to cover, a narcissist you'd like to expose, you'd like to have a private video made, or you'd just like to make a contribution to the channel in general to keep it growing, supported, and successful, because this channel survives 100% on contributions from all of you. Without you guys, all of this goes away. So if you like what you see here and you want to see more videos like this, you know what to do with the PayPal and email links in the description box. Also, please like and share this video wherever you can. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't. And be sure to click the subscription bell to be notified of all my video uploads. I'm Ollie Matthews. This has been The Narcissistic Resistance. Take care.